Welcome to the garden. Today I harvested all of our carrots. We got some really nice shaped ones and some really funny ones too. You can actually eat these greens, so if you want you can leave some of these up until the first hard freeze. And if you insulate these with leaves, they'll really remain very safe. This year we got some of our carrots to flower, which is kind of strange in a first-year plant. Usually they need to overwinter, which I've done before with just a store-bought carrot, and it'll get these big umbrals of white flowers. The root will shoot out a really tall stalk just like this and produce little flowers. They grow in these umbrals where each one of these little clusters is then a cluster of little flowers. Carrot seeds are really unique. They're kind of like little burrs. So they stick to your clothes, which is how I first noticed these. As I walked past, I had some burrs on my legs, and every time I walked past the carrots I would have these little burrs. So I stopped to check, and sure enough, they were producing seeds. But let's start pulling these. So there are probably some tricks to this. You want to grab as low as possible. Our ground is actually nice and soft, and this is actually pretty typical of what we managed to grow. We're lucky to get that classic carrot shape. That one's actually not bad. That one's not bad either. And these are going to taste just fine. Even though they're not really long, they're really tasty, nice and healthy, and you really can't beat homegrown, fresh organic carrots. So, as you can see, they vary wildly in size. This one's only the size of maybe about a thumb, even a little smaller. And this one's almost the size of a beer can. Look at this beast. That is a huge carrot. It's not really long, but it is super wide. Look at that. Wow. That's gorgeous. I'm really happy with this carrot harvest. Last year we actually got some caterpillars that were on the greens. But I don't see any this year. I'll make sure to keep an eye out though. But it's a little late in the season this time. I did wait a while, so some of these might be a little tough, but we'll just blanch them and they'll be really nice and crispy, really flavorful. Gosh, they smell wonderful. So let's scrub these up and take a final look at our harvest. So here's the final harvest. I think this one is the most beautiful. It's a great shape, a decent size. It's not as big as the largest one, but this one does have a big gouge out of it from something, not sure what. But that is a monster. I think this is bigger than this weird one over here. Even though this one has 3 prongs, I don't think it's quite as large as this one. I think this one's really funny. It gets really wide down at the bottom. It's just an interesting shape. Now you might actually want to check up on these. Make sure that they're really buried. You can actually bury that stem a little bit too. That'll protect them from getting sun and turning green. This one is actually really green on top, so we could cut that off, but I think it would have been better just to bury them deeper. That'll actually also protect them from bite marks like this. A lot of bugs will just kind of peruse the first inch or so of soil. So this is right about at that level, and they just bore little holes, and it's not going to ruin the carrot, but we're just going to have to cut around it. These will stay good in the fridge for about a month, maybe even more. but we can always blanch them and freeze them, which is how I like to do them long term. I am going to be eating some of these greens. If you've never tried them, give them a taste test. They're actually really nice. They taste just like little carrots. They're so fresh. They just remind me of eating the garden. It's just incredible. So you can chop them up and make a great little garnish. I am saving all these seeds. I think I'll plant half out in the garden now, and then the other half in spring. I think some, I'm just going to kind of scatter around. We'll just let them drop where they may. Others I'm going to actually bury just below the surface, just like we would in spring, and then hopefully they'll get a really early start next year. Overall, I'm really happy with this carrot harvest, and we've got tons of seeds for next season. So I really hope you give these a go in your garden. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.